Hi, welcome back to Marnie and Sue's Peep Show, where we pull back the curtains and let you see inside of our businesses. And today we're going to find out what happened with Sue and her flash sale. She did something last week where you gave people an opportunity to get something cool for $7. How did that go?
Yeah. And we promised that we were going to pull back the curtains on our business and let you know what's really going on. So we will say to you that we are both very frazzled today. Marnie was having trouble getting her kids home in order to start the hang up for us today, and she was controlling the dashboard, so I couldn't start it. But she actually made it on time, and then for whatever reason, my MacBook Pro would not let me connect up. So we fiddled with that for a while, and then I had to jump on my PC, and I don't ever use my PC for Google Hangouts, so I was trying to finagle around and figure out how to make it work. And not only that, I double booked myself today about 3 different ways from Sunday, so I was supposed to be 3 different places at once, and that makes me feel bad because I hardly ever do that, which only tells me I've been running too fast lately. So that's how it goes sometime in business, and we just wanted to share that with you because that's what we're here to do, is just say, what do we do when you have, what do we do and what can help you when you have days when you feel like things are really ragged and they're not seamless and they're not working well for you. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the flash sale, and then maybe Marnie can talk about how she manages all of the things that she has on her plate, because she does have transportation for kids from school that she has to work into her day, and I don't have that. So that might be something she could share with you, how she manages that. That would be helpful. So I think we talked last time, Marnie. Did I talk about doing that? I was going to try the flash sale, or did we ever talk about that at all? Do you remember?
Yeah, you mentioned that you were going to try it and you were going to send it out.
Okay, so what I did, this is something that you can do. Oh, that's right. We talked about how it can warm up your list. I decided that I was going to send out a $7 offer to my list with an upsell to another $7 offer so that they could double down if they wanted to. And then on Tuesday last week, I sent in my e-zine to my clients uh, a a notice that on Friday to look for getting an email from me that had an offer in it that was going to be a flash sale, a $7 flash sale. And then on Friday, early morning, we put out a broadcast to my entire list, and we offered them for $7 my product, Simple Business Plan for Solo Professionals, which is an e-product that normally sells for $19.95. And then we offered a $7 upsell. If a person bought that, then they were also offered my step-by-step list building campaign product for $7, which is actually a $47 product. So that is a really good deal. It's a really meaty product. So for me, I was kind of disappointed in the flash sale results. I have thousands and thousands of people on my list. I think about 230 maybe opened the email out of all those thousands, and I sold 38 products. 10 of those were the upsales. So I had 28 people who took the first $7 deal, and then I had another 10 people of those 28 who actually took the upsell. So a little bit less than one third took the upsell and bought both products, and 2/3 just bought the one product for $7. So out of the thousands of people who are on my list, to me, that's not a very big return. The good thing, though, you can look at it a couple of different ways, and the good thing is that um, most of those people had never bought anything from me before at all. So they now have become clients who have actually taken out their wallet for a big $7, and now I can set up an autoresponder series to offer them other things, and perhaps knowing that they bought a $7 product, I will offer them only low-cost things and not an opportunity to coach with me directly, because that's at a higher price point. So I'm playing with that and trying to decide what I want to set up in my autoresponder series. I'm not going to continue to offer just deal after deal after deal, because I don't want to discount my products that much. They're worth more than that. and it took me many, many years of experience to create them. But I might do another flash sale. There's a lot of different things. A lot of my clients had already bought that product. Maybe it's just that the market has changed and they're more interested in products that are about the reinvention stuff or how to hold your ground, like we were talking about last week. So it could be any one of a variety of things. And, you know, I tell my own clients you have to try things about 7 different ways before you decide it's a bad idea. So yes, my goal was to make $1,000 in sales, and obviously I didn't hit that. I hit right at $250. So from that point, I didn't like it. But I do have a small, tiny segment of my list that is now re-warmed up. So that's the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the sad of the Friday flash sale. And Marnie, if you have anything to say about that, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are about it too.
I haven't tried one like that, so I was really intrigued to hear how it would go for you. And so
Yeah.
roughly you're getting, you said you had about 4,000 people, 200 opened it,
Yeah.
and about 28 of those bought.
Yeah.
So of the ones who opened it, that's not too bad. What is that, about a little over a 10% response? Is that, am I doing my math right?
Yeah. And it could have been the title of the email. I think I titled it $7 today only or something like that. I don't know. I try to keep my email subjects short. But I don't know. I mean, if that were you, would you repeat it with just those results?
I think I would try it again another time with a different headline and leave out, you know how you can say send to this list but don't send to these people?
You're right.
Tell it not to send to the people who already bought it so they don't get it again. But then,
or try a different product entirely. Or, oh, you're saying use the same product in just a different title to see if it was the title rather than the product.
Could be the headline.
Yeah, and that's a good point for everybody. That's a good teaching point that Marnie just said. That's really testing, and when you test something, if you change the title, you want to keep the offer the same because you don't want. If you change more than one parameter of it, then you don't know which parameter made it improve or made it get worse. So you only want to change one thing at a time when you're tweaking offers. If you change 3 or 4 things, then you don't know which of the things that you changed was the magic thing that made it worse or the magic thing that made it better. So you only want to change one thing at a time. Now there is a train of thought. There are some internet online marketers who will say, well, if you get the sales, what difference does it make if you change 5 things? What do you care which one was the thing that made the sales go higher? Well, I care because I want to be able to replicate that. But
Right.
There is a train of thought out there that you just change everything, and if it works, well, then you're happy and you take the money and go home. But I would rather know, okay, this title pulls better, I mean, this email subject line pulls better than this one, or it was the offer, the actual product. Too many of my people already had bought that, so this new product over here, they bought more. I want to know what makes it work so that I can replicate that, because the success of an online marketing business is be able to find what works and then rinse and repeat it. Keep on doing it over and over again with different stuff. Right, Marnie?
Right. Another test you might try is to flip it and give the list building product for $7 and the other one is the upsell.
Right, which I could do, and I might do that. So I might try it again in a couple of weeks, and if I do, we can talk about it here on this show, but I won't do it again this week. I don't have time anyway. I'm real busy this week and next week, so it won't happen anytime real soon. So Marnie, I don't know, you know, you can I know that you constantly in the afternoon at least balance, you know, getting your work done and working with clients along with picking up your kids and getting them to their jobs and stuff. So I don't know if you have any words of wisdom about how to manage that, but I know that a lot of the people on our list are people who work at home and who have children. So if you have any words of wisdom, since I don't only have to manage my dog and Bill, then I can't really add to that conversation.
Well, I was thinking about that as you suggested it. The biggest thing that I've had to do is schedule things very, you know, I put all the personal stuff in when I've got to pick up who and who has what work schedules and everything. That goes on first, and then I go in and I put when I want to go to the gym. because
Yeah.
there's certain days that I want to do that. So I put that in to make sure I do that. And then that didn't leave me a lot of time. I have these little short, squatty days to work with. So I have started to, like yesterday, I wanted to just randomly call some customers and see how they were doing with their businesses, invite them to my webinars this week. So I blocked out on my schedule from, say, 11 to 2. I was just going to get on the phone and make calls.
Yeah.
So I scheduled those things just like I would schedule an appointment for a consult. If I don't do that, then I sort of sit there, you know, I've got this precious time and I don't want to not use it wisely. So scheduling even those type of things onto my calendar makes a big difference.
You know, I think that's a good point. Whether you have kids or you don't have kids, it is a really smart move to schedule time to work on certain specific things. And, you know, having a time in your monthly schedule where you are reaching out and talking to either existing clients or previous clients, asking them how they're doing, seeing if they need help with anything else, seeing how their business is going, seeing what trends that they're noticing. All of that is valuable for maintaining client relationships and just kind of helping to keep your ear to the ground. And Marnie is actually one of the few online marketers I know who regularly schedules time to do that. She did that over the summer as well. I remember, Marnie, that you did that over the summer as well. It's a great way to ask a question of some of your people if you're trying to take a survey, but you really want to get to certain people and get their particular opinions because they are your more ideal client. That's a good way to do it too. So if you have trouble picking up the phone and talking to people, it is a skill that you need to really learn and come up on because it will definitely help you keep in touch with people and build your business.
Yeah, and I like to keep it relaxed. Like, hey, I'm just decided to call a few of my clients, see how you're doing, what's new with you and your business. I just make it really friendly, like.
Yeah.
And I did want to let them know about my webinars. I'm like, you've seen email open rates, right? Just on what we talked. So I thought, well, and I have a couple free webinars this week if they're interesting to you. So I left a lot of messages because I just got voicemails, but I got real people, some, and I got some really cool insights on what they're doing with their businesses, and a lot of them are taking their businesses in completely different directions. So it was good to get a feel for their needs and what they're doing.
Right. Yeah. I think it's a good idea to do that, honestly. And I think that also helps. The more we can develop our skills in talking with clients directly, the more we will also be able to sell our programs or services, because a mistake that I see a lot of people who are solo professionals make is they want to fill a live event that's a pretty high-end live event, or they want to fill a program that is a pretty high-end program. Maybe it's a retreat, you know, over in Hawaii, or maybe it's a year-long mastermind that's at a, you know, $10,000 or $15,000 level, or maybe it's a live event where the ticket is $500 or $600. The only way these days you're going to fill those is to get on the phone and talk to people directly and ask them if they would be interested in it, rather than sending email after email after email. So you can have a good email series, and you can have even some videos about whatever it is you're trying to sell. But in the end, either you or your staff are going to have to get on and call people and invite them to attend and to pull out their credit card. That's just how you have to do it. And in fact, Marnie, the other day, you know, I've been on Fabienne Fredrickson's list for a long, long time, and I've worked with her before. I've done a VIP day with her before back years ago in a small group setting. And she knows me, and I know her. She used to be one of Allie's clients back a long time ago. And for the first time last week, I had been watching one of her video series that led to an offer to join her for her next live event. And lo and behold, I actually got a call from one of her team asking me if I had had time to watch the video and wanting to know if I had any questions. And they were obviously wanting to lead up to, would you be interested in attending the live event? And it wasn't for me. I wasn't interested in attending it, but you know, she had her staff calling people. So everybody is having to do that now to fill their seats, and you're going to have to do it too if you're planning a really higher end program that you're offering people.
Hmm. Yep. Got to get outside of our comfort zones, don't we?
Yeah, we do have to get outside of our comfort zones a little bit. Um, do you have anything to tell people about, like, what your webinars are this week? Because there might be people who want to join them, or any last thoughts from your week by week by week creating a product that you felt like didn't really go as well as when you did it all in one week?
Um, yeah, I have 2 webinars this week. I normally don't do this, but I thought, well, we'll just go ahead. So Wednesday, I'm doing one on the 7 biggest stumbling blocks that entrepreneurs face and how to break through them. So that one is on Wednesday at 1 Eastern. And then on Thursday, I'm doing another free webinar on how to create a product in a week or less. So that one's giving you the basics of how to create a product fast. And it's at 1 on Thursday. The main thing, the interesting thing that I've discovered from doing that product creation, I did one of them intensive in a week, and where we met every day for 5 days, twice a day, morning and afternoon, okay? And it was a lot, it was intense, but those people got better results, higher quality results, and got more done than the people who took it and spread it out over 3 weeks, where they were going once a day for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm working toward another, I call it my high octane version of it. And I was watching a teleseminar or webinar from Kendall Summerhawk yesterday, and she was talking about how people will not only pay more for intensives, but they get better results from intensives, things that are done in that make them take action fast in a concentrated format. They actually get better results, and how having a clear system to guide people through instead of letting them lead, because sometimes in intensives we let the person come and, okay, what are you working on, and we let them lead, but instead having a structure and a system you take them through and keep them on task gets better results. And I found that to be true from what I'm doing.
Well, that's, yeah, it's, and Kendall knows her stuff. I mean, if she has found that in her own experience, I would definitely trust that to be true. What I've noticed is if you go to a class and then the implementation of that class is on your own time, then it's really hard to sit down and take the time to really do that. And an example for me is a good friend of mine is a wonderful Pinterest expert, Lisa Satora, and she was teaching a small group of us this morning. She spent a couple of hours showing us what a business Pinterest account can do, and I mean, it's just amazing, really. I mean, my mind was just filled with ideas of what you could do and how you could build your list using Pinterest. But you're right, that 2-hour class was over, and I immediately had another phone call, and then I had to grab some lunch, and then I had to go do my half an hour of gym punishment on my leg, and then I had to run over an early vote, and then I had to come do another client call, and then I had to jump on the Peep show, and after this I've got another client, and then I've got to go grab some dinner, and then I've got another client. So it's like, when am I ever going to sit and do that Pinterest stuff? It really would have been better if I could have had a day where either she walked me through it and held my hand, one of those done with you things that we've been talking about in some of the previous Peep shows, or if I had been able to mark off the whole day after her training while it was still fresh in my mind, and then be able to sit down and implement all the things, because I took a ton of notes, and it's stuff that I'm really interested in. But that implementation is really hard if you've got a busy business, and you know, in a way, a lot of that I can hand off to a team member, but I have to set up the parameters of it first and teach them how I want it to be done, because I'm the one who actually took the training. So yeah, I agree with that. On the other hand, Marnie, I'm going to go down to Montgomery next week on Friday and Saturday to work for 2 days with Paul Evans. And what he is going to do in those 2 days is take you through making you write your signature speech. And so when you leave in the end of that 2 days, you're going to have it. And you're also going to have a marketing plan for how to get out and deliver that and get paid for delivering it. And Paul, he can really push you through a system. He's a really great systems guy. So I'm really looking forward to, in a way, I'll probably think, oh my gosh, I just went out of here. I have so many other things I need to be doing. But in another way, it's going to force me to spend 2 days to just sit there and just get it done. Just get it done. So I'll, the next time, maybe 2 Peep shows after this, I'll be able to talk about a little bit what that experience was like.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
I've wanted to do that with my product creation. I'm thinking of doing it in a live setting, at least locally, and just sit people down and make them do it in the classroom setting.
Well, basically what you're doing, in my mind, what you're doing with your 1 week intensive is you're actually doing a virtual live event. You're sitting with people twice a day from Monday through Friday and taking them through the components and then letting them have a few hours to work on it. Then that afternoon you're back on the phone with them. So really you're running a virtual live event, in my mind. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it is. It is. If they will devote that time, because like some of them want to go to the class, then go do whatever.
Yeah.
I'm definitely emphasizing in my descriptions in the future that if you really want to maximize this, you budget the time throughout the day to this, devote the 1 week to it. Because if they do that, they get a lot better results. Like a couple of the people on there, they just marked everything off, and that's what they did, and they got really good results.
Right. And I think the problem that comes for people like us who have ongoing businesses that are busy, and whether you have, and even if you don't have the kid thing going, or if you do have the kid thing going, it's just almost impossible. I mean, I would have to look months and months and months out to find a whole week that I didn't have anything scheduled. I mean, I'm scheduled for some of my stuff well into 2015. And so it's really hard to find that cut aside time. And that's why I think it's so important for people who are like you and me, Marnie, to have those personal business retreats built in where, once a quarter I kind of erase everything for a whole week. And it's downtime for me, but it also is time that I can devote to really thinking about, I may be laying on the beach, or I may be, in Italy or wherever, but I'm also really mulling over and thinking about some of the things that I just haven't had time to get to, or maybe I'm sitting down and implementing those things. So those little timeouts, that's really a good time to both have some rest and recreation, but also work on your business instead of in your business. I have enough stuff to do that I could cancel every client I had and just work on my business all the time. I've got so much content I want to develop. But obviously I can't do that because that doesn't make me money developing content. What makes me money is working with clients. So I can't just say, go away, clients, I'm going to spend a week doing this. So there's always that blend, that thing of how you work, as Marnie says, really take advantage of small periods of time. For me, a lot of times, a couple of days a week, I'll wake up early and my mind is really full of things that I want to get done or that I really want to spend an hour to develop. And I'll just get up, and before 7 in the morning, I've got 3 or 4 hours solid done. When the house is quiet and I don't have any clients, and I can just hit it. And then I feel like I've gotten a lot done before I even start my regular day with clients or whatever else I have going on. So if you're, you can sometimes use that early morning energy. Some people use late at night energy. I'm not a night owl. I'm more of a morning person than I am a night owl.
Yeah, me too. But I do work at night. I got to stop by about 9 though, or I start to really wilt bad.
Sometimes, I might take a break for dinner, and we might go out and walk Jake and, go do an errand or something. And then, I don't really want to just waste hours and hours in front of the TV, so I might come in and do another hour's worth of work. And I don't mind that. That's what I love about being an entrepreneur. You get to be the boss of you, and you get to set your own hours. And if they're strange, it doesn't matter. It's you. So That's part of the deal. That's part of what makes it rich, right?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, well, do you have anything else to talk about today?
I think we're good. We're about
Okay.
at the 30-minute mark, so.
Okay. Well, we're sorry for our late start today and for our being kind of frazzled at the first, but we do want to remind you that if you have a question you want us to answer on this show, you can send that question ahead of time to info@confidentmarketer.com, and we will. Like last week, we had a question from somebody who watches the show, and we, by the way, got a very nice note from him thanking us for answering that and saying it was really helpful. So you have us at your fingertips. All you have to do is write in or attend the show live and type a question in the chat box, and we'll answer it for you. And I guess, Marnie, we'll let people know when we're going to do next week, because I don't think we've looked at our calendar yet.
No, I don't think so.
It'll be toward the first of the week, though, because Thursday I'll be traveling to Montgomery, and then Friday and Saturday I'll be in Montgomery, so it probably will be Monday or Tuesday next week.
All righty. Sounds good.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.